Slightly better condition than they were in the last video. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Stef ABtv. In this video we're going to be taking the Porsche Cayman GT4 back to Porsche HQ in Reading, and we're going to collect the Abarth 124 Spider. And I'm going to tell you why the Abarth 124 Spider for me is still a very, very special car and gives me stuff that this car just can't do. If you're interested in that, please stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe if this is the first video of mine you are watching. And if you want more content on the GT4, there are 3 videos prior to this one that you can indulge in. But for now, let's get this thing back to Porsche. What a glorious day as we clear a whole lot of snow off of this GT4. What a car this has been. Man, I'm gonna miss that car. That Cayman GT4 is special, but let's not beat around the bush. The Abarth 124 Spider is also a very special car. Completely different leagues, and you can't compare the two. However, this is the big however. The Cayman GT4, as amazing as it is, lacks an element of usability on normal public roads. Now, the reason I say this, in my reviews you would have kind of heard me say the Cayman GT4's gears are so long. You know, it's a very fast car, but the Abarth 124 Spider is nowhere near as fast, yet you can still have a lot of fun in it. And there's that old saying, it's really good fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. And I do think that driving a slow car fast is something that's quite underrated these days. Everyone's all about getting the fastest thing there is, and 0 to 60 times just get quicker. But every now and again, it's just nice to have a car that's quick enough for the public road and enjoyable. And then you get to things like running costs and affordability. And in order to continue talking about that, I'm going to jump in the 124 because I'm freezing. Before we talk running costs, I need to hand these keys back, and a very nice cheeky BMW UK M2 CS there, covered in grime, which means it's being driven properly. That's a very nice lineup right there. And also, guys, we will be back next week because we are going to pick up a Porsche Taycan for the day, and I'll be bringing you a review on the Taycan when I come back and get it. Now, if you watched my videos earlier on when we talked about the Cayman GT4 that I could buy and probably will eventually buy one day, it would be this one, the 981 Cayman GT4, and it looks just as good in my opinion as the 718, except it sounds better and they're much cheaper as well. This one has the Club Sport seats, and of course we've got a lovely GT3 RS here. That's just next level. We won't even look at that, although I'd like to drive that. And just like that, I've handed back the keys, and well, that's my Porsche Cayman GT4 experience. Well, the one thing I will say immediately after jumping out of the Cayman GT4 into the Abarth 124 Spider is just how tight that Cayman GT4 feels. Everything from the gearbox to the clutch to the brake pedal. Ironically, the 124 Spider right now feels a little bit spongy, dare I even say it. But that's what you pay for. That's the price difference from a £94,000 car versus what is currently a £15,000 car. But that leads me to that point I was saying earlier on, the difference kind of being affordability and running costs. The 124 Spider is a car that you can have so much fun for such a small price point. And yes, it's not Cayman GT4 territory, it never will be, but equally you don't feel as bad when you thrash this around. You don't feel as bad in this if you were to damage it in any way, shape or form. Yes, of course, so you would feel bad, but nowhere near as bad as you would in the Cayman. And I think that's the element of, I guess, what you need to buy into, you know, with this kind of car, is that it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world. It's not going to be the most extravagant thing in the world. It's going to lack the build quality, you know, with all the plastics and that you'll find in something like a Cayman. But, you know, you can still have a hell of a load of fun in it. An awful lot of fun. And if the back does go on this, it's a hell of a lot easier to control than when it does on the Cayman GT4. Now, I talk about the fact that these are so cheap to run, and I mentioned it in a previous video, but you know, a tank of fuel in this car cost me 45 quid. 45 quid to fill this up, and it cost me 300 quid a year to insure. I mean, that's mind-blowing, isn't it? Absolutely mind-blowing. And I think that that's one of the things as to why I love this car, and you should too. And also don't get caught up in that lifestyle inflation where you always want the newest and greatest, because something like a 124 Spider, really guys, is all you'll ever need. It is all you'll ever need. And of course, sound. This car immediately sounds louder than the Cayman GT4 because it's a 2016 car and it has no OPF. We're winning, absolutely winning. Now, let's be honest, I would much rather have a GT4 on this driveway, and I'm sure everybody else would, but I'm not taking anything away from this car either, because this car is a very, very fun car. It is a brilliant proposition for the money, and the fact that I own it outright makes me very, very happy. There is one thing, however, that the Cayman GT4 would trump this car over all day, every day, and that's this. Boot space. The Cayman GT4 has two boots, one in the back, which is probably a similar size to this, and a massive one in the front. Now, when I'm going on my road trip to the Nürburgring with my friends on my own, this isn't going to be a problem. The only times that this car will probably become a challenge is when me and my wife want to go to a nice place such as the south of France, which I'm planning to do one day. And whether or not we'll be able to fit everything in this car will be questionable. Oh, I'm going to do a practicality test in a video soon, so we'll see how much I can actually fit in this, so stay tuned for that. So as I said at the start of the video, guys, there are things about this 124 Spider that the Cayman GT4 just can't give me. Yes, would I rather a GT4? Of course I would. But do I like the fact that this is paid off? It doesn't cost me much, affordability is cheap, running costs are cheap, I can have a lot of fun with it. If I slide it and I stack it, it's not going to cost me an absolute fortune. Yes, I love that too. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one. Make sure to stay tuned because we're picking up a Taycan. We've got another Cupra Formentor coming, and oh, we've got a date for the exhaust as well. Anyway guys, take care. Bye bye.